Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SmackDown! We are just a little under 2 weeks away from King of the Ring Premium Live event live in Miami. And tonight, live we come to you on SmackDown from Fort Worth, Texas. This is WWE 2K24 Universe Mode, episode 190. Welcome to the show, folks. I'm Callum, otherwise known as the KO King. Welcome to KO Productions and welcome to SmackDown. Let's waste no further time and get right into the action, folks. Here we go, man. Let's get to work. And tonight we're starting off the proceedings this evening with a triple threat contest to determine the number one contender for Pete Dunne's Intercontinental Championship come King of the Ring.
Making his way to the ring from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 202 pounds, Chad Gable!
Here comes a man, Chad Gable, who feels like he has been wronged. He should have been a part of the King of the Ring tournament, so he feels. I mean, he defeated a guy who ended up being in the tournament and ended up losing out against Finn Balor in a great main event last week on SmackDown. Part of the first round of the King of the Ring tournament, that of course being Kurt Angle, Gable's mentor, the man that helped Gable become the man he is today. Gable turning his back on Kurt Angle, defeating him, making Angle tap out to his own maneuver nonetheless. At Armageddon PLE, and now he has his sights set on becoming the new Intercontinental Champion and earning number one contendership. Face the incredible champion that has been Pete Dunne, who defeated this man back at Night of Champions live in Saudi Arabia. He's looking to get a second shot at the gold.
From Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 227 pounds, Chris Jericho!
Pete Dunne defeating Chris Jericho in the opening match of Night of Champions back in Saudi Arabia a couple of months back. Now he's looking to get another opportunity at the Intercontinental title tonight, but he's got to get past Chad Gable, another opponent to do so, in order to earn himself number one contendership status for Pete Dunne live in Miami at King of the Ring a week from Sunday. April 27th, going to be a hell of a show. Pete Dunne last week defending his Intercontinental Championship in an incredible opening contest against Andrade. Was a great matchup. Many thought that Andrade could be the man to take the title off Dunne, but was not to be. Pete Dunne still the Intercontinental Champion, continuing his career renaissance. But you look at Chad Gable in the ring right now, voted by you guys, the fans, the breakout star of the half series. If Pete Dunne has captured the IC title sooner, it might have been him. Because Pete Dunne has been a hell of an Intercontinental Champion thus far. Last week defeating Andrade. This week gonna find out his next challenger for King of the Ring. Live in Miami. 1 week from Sunday, April 27th. He's already beat Chris Jericho, but Jericho recently live on WWE defeating Dunne's good friend and tag team partner of New Catch Republic of British Strong Style, whatever the hell you want to call them. He beat Tyler Bate not too long ago on an episode of Dark. That's why he's out here looking to get a shot at the Intercontinental Championship once again. But here comes a man who is guaranteed a shot at the World title, at the WWE title. It's Mr. Money in the Bank, Daniel Bryan. Mr. Money in the Bank has SmackDown been pretty quiet as of late. We last saw him pick up a victory against Jeff Hardy a number of weeks ago here on SmackDown. But looking at get another opportunity here to become Intercontinental Champion. Challenge for the Intercontinental title back at WrestleMania when Shinsuke Nakamura was still the champion. He is the inaugural champ as Nakamura. He beat Bryan on the grandest stage of them all. Bryan then went on to win Money in the Bank, but hasn't really done anything. Hasn't really teased the cash in either. His last big PLE matchup was against Andrade in a losing battle at SummerSlam. So tonight he looks to get another shot at a PLE spotlight. Looking to take the IC title from Dunne as to both of these other men here in this matchup tonight. Triple threat, 1 for the finish. As the referee rings the bell, this contest is underway. Here we go. Great way to kick us off. Live on SmackDown. Who's going to get a chance to face the Intercontinental Champion, Pete Dunne, at King of the Ring? Nice maneuver by Gable there on Jericho, but now Daniel Bryan taking the fight to Chad Gable. And they're going after the leg of Chad. Jericho there. Nice kick by Bryan. Bryan able to take down Y2J. Down goes the Yo-Show now. Mr. Money in the Bank in control, at least for now. Jericho, though. Big swings on Bryan. And there is Daniel Bryan neutralised. Chad Gable trying to get involved. Chris Jericho catching him there. And where the hell is Jericho going? Missing both men. Chad Gable now. Going to take advantage of Y2J. Picks them up. Into a deadlift. And a nice back suplex there. Bryan though grabbing the waistlock on Chad Gable's side. Russian leg sweep floating over. And a big right hand from Mr. Money in the Bank. A smackdown, but there's Jericho with the inside Gurry. Fast paced action. Neither are going to give it in here. Neither's going to slow down as Chad Gable sends Bryan out packing to the floor. Nice tope by Gable. As now Gable and Jericho have the same idea. Who's going to get the upper hand? It looks to be Jericho picking up Gable as Bryan comes back in the ring after reading the tope suicide on the floor. And now Jericho with a trinity of power bombs onto Gable on the inside of the ring. Bryan back in, Jericho able to grab him. Jericho in control of this contest thus far in the early stages of this triple threat matchup. Number one contendership, the SE title. Can Jericho get himself another opportunity? Went for the cover with a foot on the chest of Bryan. Kick out immediately before the officials count a one. Chad Gable says no to that elbow attempt from Jericho. Daniel Bryan take down both men, however. But there's Chad Gable taken down. Mr. Money in the Bank. But it's Jericho. Didn't get all that though. Now Chad Gable are going to take advantage. But look behind you. Daniel Bryan's right there. Big swing by Bryan and a knee to the back of Jericho. Chad Gable right there though. Big shots on D. Bryan. And Gable picking up Mr. Money in the Bank. And there's an exploder suplex. Jericho though looking to get a weapon. He ain't looking to be done just yet. Nice shot. And oh, Chris Jericho throws the kendo stick right in the face of Daniel Bryan. Didn't get all of it. Bryan now grabbing Jericho. Got him in an arm wringer. Y2J fakes out of it. Beautiful forearm. Waistlock now. And a back suplex by Chris Jericho on Bryan. Big elbow there. Right on the bridge of the nose, and now it's Jericho, Irish weapon, now going to send Gable to the outside of the ring. It's just Bryan, and Jericho in the ring, and Bryan able to kick Jericho to the mat when he comes back into the ring from the apron, and now here comes the yes kicks, right to the chest of Jericho. Oh man, this could be it. Bryan closing in on number one contendership. There's that kick right on the top of the head. Here's the cover now, floats him over, hooks the leg, shoulders down, Gable in the nick of time. Before the official can even get down the mat to make the count. Chad Gable breaking up the pinfall. Now Gable with big right hands on Daniel Bryan as Jericho tumbles out to the floor. Daniel Bryan, big knee barrages right to the gut of Chad Gable. Who's going to earn themselves a number one contendership match? Who's going to earn themselves an Intercontinental title match at King of the Ring live in Miami? Bryan in the corner. Jericho back in with another kendo stick, but Bryan lining up Chad Gable for the running knee. He connects, goes for the cover. Jericho over right there. And Jericho able to break it up because he was in the vicinity there. And it was Jericho! Can't break it up, Bryan. Here's the cover to become number one contender. 2 count a kick out by Mr. Money in the Bank of SmackDown. Great matchup thus far as Jericho gets caught by Chad Gable. Look at the arm here. And oh, Gable. Beautifully done there. The drop kick, no rolls through is Jericho. Jericho now going for Bryan. Bryan went for a beautiful spinning elbow, but it was Jericho locking in the walls to Bryan. And it was Chad Gable saying no to that one. And now Gable picks up Chris Jericho. Look at the strength here. Face first goes Y2J. Here's the cover. Leg is hook, shoulders down. Chad Gable to go to King of the Ring. 2 count. Jericho kicks out. Jericho badly wants to earn himself another opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship. He wants 2 PLE title matches. If he wants that, he's going to have to win this one tonight to earn number one contendership. Gable taking down Bryan. Big shots now on Chris Jericho. Irish whip by Chad Gable. Going to send Y2J into the corner. Uh-oh, I'm going to turn him around here. This is not looking good for Chris Jericho. Gable pushes him, rushes him into the corner. There's the Chaos Theory. O'Connor roll German suplex and a bridging pin. Scoring 1. And Bryan able to break it up. And now Daniel Bryan looking to take advantage. Send Gable out of the equation. And now Bryan looking to pick the pieces here on Chris Jericho. Mr. Money in the Bank of SmackDown looking good. Gonna head up to the top rope. Jericho in trouble on the floor. Daniel Bryan went for the flying goat headbutt, but moving it the way was Chris Jericho. Overhand shot, Gable back in. Jericho looking to take advantage, however, and a big time DDT on Gable. Bryan will kick The man right when he was down. Jericho though looking to steal one. Inside cradle. Small package. Scoring 2. Gable breaks it up just in time. That could have been a close one, ladies and gentlemen. That was a close one. But it could have been even closer. Bryan now out of the equation. Now it's just Gable and Jericho in the ring. Gable looking to take advantage here. Looking to get that win. Diving headbutt on Jericho of his own. And for the cover now off Bryan's own maneuver. Bryan breaks it up on the count of 1 though. And Jericho's down and out. It's Daniel Bryan taking the fight to Chad Gable here. Big knee strike busting Gable wide open. We are seeing a crimson mask here. Daniel Bryan gonna head up to the top rope. Jericho's there. Bryan though goes for a Gable. Big elbow drop to the outside by Bryan. Back into the ring now is Jericho's too busy showboating. Bryan looking to take advantage now. Beautiful clothesline of Chris Jericho. And now, getting kicked away by Jericho. Jericho going after Bryan. Beautiful kick is Chad Gable now. Gonna come back in. Oh, but wait a minute. It's all business now. Down go the straps for Gable as Jericho continues the onslaught of kicks on Bryan. But Jericho gets caught now. With that kick from Chad Gable, that flipping heel kick connecting. Bryan ducking, whatever the hell that was. Out of the yes lock, the bell lock, whatever you want to call it. The talk of the neck. It's not looking good for Gable. Daniel Bryan could be the #1 contender. He could go to King of the Ring. Yes lock, locked in. Jericho breaks it off. That's what Jericho needed to do. He came in and come back out of the ring. Bryan not happy. And Bryan able to take him out with a slingshot crossbody to the floor. Right on the back of Chris Jericho. Now Bryan picking up the candlestick for costing Bryan the opportunity. Oh, but Jericho now. And Zaguri on D. Bryan on the outside. Chad Gable back to his feet. The only man in the ring. Jericho and Bryan taking fight on the floor now. It's Chad Gable saying a thank you as this crowd absolutely booing this man. Hating this man's got. But look at Gable here in the top place. So we're seeing taking out Jericho now. And now it's every man who put it on the show tonight. Bryan big knee on Gable. Staggered him though. And then Bryan and Jericho battling back and forth. And now it's Bryan sent back into the ring. Gable now. Beautiful exploder to Jericho. Bryan, wait a minute. Looks like he's going to fly. Chad Gable not going to allow it. Gable comes back in. Chad Gable comes from Bryan off guard. And for the cover. Crucifix pin here. Scoring 2. They're going to kick in the ring. Bryan kicks out. That was incredibly close. And now Jericho sends Gable off the ropes. Judas effect. Out of the cover, Bryan breaks it up. What a triple threat #1 contendership affair tonight. And now wait a minute. Gable rolls to the floor. Bryan's got Jericho where he wants him. Oh yeah, look at this. There it is. End of the Romero special by Bryan. And now the Dragon Sleeper submission. Will Jericho tap out here? Chad Gable back into the ring. And Gable in the nick of time able to break it up. Jericho now rolls to the floor. It's now Gable and Bryan one-on-one here. And now it's Chad Gable. Beautiful butterfly suplex. Heads up to the top rope. Looking to solidify his spot on King of the Ring Premium Live event. Moonsault from the top on Bryan. Gable in for the cover to become #1 contender for the IC title. To get on Bryan who kicks out again. Jericho comes back into the ring as well, folks. Picking up Chad Gable. Code breaker. It's over. Jericho go for the cover. What the hell are you doing, Chris? He's going to the outside. Bryan looking to steal it here. Cover. Leg hooked. And there's Jericho back in to break it off. Jericho looked like he might go outside of the ring to get a weapon, but you should have just covered the man. Even though Bryan would have broke it up anyway, but now Jericho got the upper hand on Bryan. Look at that torque on the arm of D-Bryan. Mr. Motherfucker SmackDown not looking good. Bryan hurt and he's out the ring now. He's rolling to the floor. His Gable locks up the ankle lock. The same move he tapped out Kurt Angle to. Reignites the leg now. Gable to become #1 contender for the IC title. He's done it. Jericho no choice but a tap out. No rope breaks in a triple threat match. Jericho taps. Chad Gable will face Pete Dunne for the Intercontinental title at King of the Ring, live in Miami. That's going to be an awesome matchup, ladies and gentlemen. My days. Congratulations going out to Chad Gable, ladies and gentlemen. Wowee, man. Congratulations to Gable. #1 contender now for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm really much so looking forward to him and Dunne duking it out for the Intercontinental title coming up live in Miami. It's going to come tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and your main event, a rematch from what we've seen a few weeks ago live on SmackDown. This time, in the quarterfinal stages of the King of the Ring tournament. Who's going to go to King of the Ring to compete in the semi-finals in Miami? Breakker and Rollins coming up in your main event later tonight. But coming up next, in preparation for our title defense against Liv Morgan at King of the Ring, Bianca Belair goes one-on-one with Carmella next. Here live on SmackDown. The action live in Fort Worth, Texas continues here on SmackDown as here comes the EST of the WWE Women's Champion who will defend her prize against Morgan at King of the Ring.
Making her way to the ring from Knoxville, Tennessee, the WWE Women's Champion, Bianca Belair.
Here she is then, folks, Bianca Belair. She's in action when we return live here tonight on SmackDown from Fort Worth, Texas. Don't go anywhere, folks. Back live on SmackDown as here comes the self-proclaimed most beautiful woman and all the WWE who is still yet to pick up her first victory here in this Universe Mode series. And 190 episodes in, it could be her moment to shine. Here is Carmella, folks. Big opportunity tonight, taking on the WWE Women's Champion, Bianca Belair. Let's not forget how Belair won the title. Came in on her first official night on the main roster on SmackDown. Defeated our good friend Jade Cargill to become champion. And only her second SmackDown matchup, her first SmackDown match, was when she was still a part of the NXT brand. The former NXT Women's Champion, the inaugural NXT Women's Champion as well, let's not forget, as Bianca Belair. And she ended up defeating then WWE Champion Asuka when she was a part of SmackDown for one night only. When she was still a part of NXT following SummerSlam though. Belair's now been a full-time member of the SmackDown roster and carrying the women's division as the WWE Champion. Now she's taking the fight to Carmella here, live on SmackDown. Don't forget Liv Morgan getting the opportunity last week by defeating Nia Jax. Liv will face Bianca Belair for the Women's Championship at King of the Ring live in Miami. Carmella went for a cover there, shoulders down. And where the hell's Carmella going? Well, Bianca Belair's going to take advantage of that one. Big boot to Mella and a clothesline sends her to the floor. Another champion looking good here in this one. The official there, starting her count. Bianca Belair though, looking to restart the count as she flies to the outside with a tope con hilo. Beautifully done by the WWE Women's Champion. Belair now snapping her on the floor and a kick. Just for good measure on Carmella. And a Carmella big shot on the outside. Now here they go, folks. Back and forth action on the floor here. As they go blow for blow, trading shots to your big heavy leather friends from both of these women. Mella, if I get the upper hand there in that exchange. Carmella once again gets the upper hand. Big right hands by Mella, smack right to the face. And now it's Bianca Belair taking advantage. What a smack. And Mella goes down. Beautiful drop kick by Bianca Belair on the outside of the ring. And now Belair's gonna send Carmella back in. Big stomp there and a beautifully executed standing shooting star press. This has got to do it. 2 count. Kick out by Carmella though. And Bianca Belair can't believe it. Carmella still staying alive. Oh, that shooting star, but now the champion, the EST, looking to make light work here. Overall positioning Carmella tonight. There's the KOD. The kiss of death. She's put away numerous opponents with that one. Here's the cover. Will it be another? There's 2. No, Carmella kicks out. For a woman who's not won a match in this series, she has incredible resiliency. We talk about it every other time. But we have someone on here who's never won a match in this series but show incredible resiliency and incredible fire. And there's a beautiful picture-perfect X-Factor facebuster by Carmella. The champ getting to her feet and it's a super kick to the jaw. Carmella for a huge upset to pick up her first one of the season. Scoring 2 and the champion who kicks out. My days. And now Carmella picking up Belair. Belair though, oh, jawbreaker by Bianca. Beautiful right hand now. Another right hand and now Belair taking a fight to Carmella. Look at these shots here. The EST ain't playing around, ladies and gentlemen, picking up Carmella. Look at the strength here. Showing that she is the strongest, the roughest, the toughest, the baddest, the best. And there's a beautiful set-out powerbomb by Bianca Belair. Carmella trying to roll in her harm's way. But Belair stayed on the attack, moving it the way though. Of that moonsault was Carmella. Carmella could take advantage. Big shot Belair. Able to stop her tracks, and then once again both these women go. Throwing their best shots at one another. Big smack to the face by Bianca Belair. Carmella fires back with the right hand. Belair missing that shot, and now Carmella able to take advantage as they go back and forth. Blow for blow, trading blows. Here live on SmackDown from Fort Worth, Texas. This crowd loving the action. Here's Belair. Really up for a fight tonight, but so is Carmella. She is giving Belair a run for her money. Beautiful super kick on the jaw. Picking her up now into the corner. Silence. Submission hold by Carmella. Will she make the WWE Women's Champion tap out with a rope, saving Belair there? Got her leg on the bottom rope. Good call from the official there as Carmella picking her up, looking to stay on the attack here. Keep your foot on the gas pedal at all times. But now Bianca Belair grabbing Carmella, got her against the ropes, and this is classic Bianca. We've seen this multiple times. Vintage EST handspring moonsault off the ropes, the Shining Star press by the EST of the WWE. And now got Carmella exactly where she wants her. Good night, Mella. Big face buster. Another EST looking to take advantage, looking to get the win here. Live on SmackDown from Fort Worth, Texas, KOD connects. Beautiful pinning combination. Shoulders down, scoring two, gets the win. Bianca Belair sends a major statement and a big time message to our number one contender and next opponent for the WWE Women's Championship, Liv Morgan. Come King of the Ring a week from Sunday. Belair and Liv gonna be a fun contest, but Belair making quick work of Carmella tonight. Live here in Fort Worth, Texas on SmackDown. Carmella once again falls short. She just cannot break out here in this series whatsoever, but not for the lack of trying. She puts on great performance every single time. But tonight it's the EST who once again prevails. Still undefeated. Live on the SmackDown brand. Congratulations going out to the EST. But coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, an impromptu WWE Tag Team Championship contest as the Undisputed Era are putting their gold on the line against the OC, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, here next live on SmackDown. Now you might be wondering, the OC, haven't they only won like one tag match this series, and that will be correct. They have. But you want to know what that one tag match was? It was on the very first episode of SmackDown, where the OC were able to defeat now the WWE Tag Team Champions, the Undisputed Era. Now, of course, back then they weren't the champions. No one were the champions back then, and it ended up being DIY who going on to win the SmackDown Tag Team Showdown by defeating the Undisputed Era in the finals to win gold at WrestleMania. But the OC, their one victory of that SmackDown Tag Team Showdown were against the Undisputed Era. The Undisputed Era have not forgotten about that, and they want to redeem themselves tonight with the Tag Team Championships on the line here live in Fort Worth, Texas. We've not seen much of the OC ever since. Ever really after Backlash and after AJ Styles has been sent back over to Monday Night Raw. Anderson and Gallows been left to fend for themselves here on SmackDown, but this is a huge opportunity for them here tonight to try and claim Tag Team Gold. Let's see if they're able to do it as the OC are ready to bring the fire, and that is just too sweet. Right here live in Fort Worth, Texas on SmackDown. King of the Ring going to be an awesome show. The Undisputed Era are not going to be defending their tag team titles there. They're defending them here tonight, and they could lose them to a very game-looking Gallows and Anderson who have been begging for an opportunity, and tonight they are getting just that. But here come the champions who are looking very, very impressive as of late and coming to this contest into their third defense as champions. Recently defeated Chad Gable and Kurt Angle, which prompted Gable to turn his back on Angle. Look how that worked out for Chad Gable. He beat Angle at Armageddon. Now he's challenging Pete Dunne for the Intercontinental title at King of the Ring. Speaking of Pete Dunne, he's beat all four members of the Team Undisputed Era, including Adam Cole as well, for the Intercontinental Championship back at Armageddon Premium Live event. Cole, of course, losing out in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament to Cody Rhodes a couple of weeks ago as well. So it's clearly Fish and O'Reilly carrying the load for the Undisputed Era here at the moment. Of course, fresh off victory at Armageddon as well with the UE against the Usos with the WWE Tag Team titles on the line. Of course, they still remain the champions. But let's see if that same can be said here tonight after the OC are through with them here this evening. Live on SmackDown. Going to be an awesome tag team showdown here in this contest with the WWE Tag titles of SmackDown hanging in the balance. Especially O'Reilly, man. Been great champions, winning the gold back at SummerSlam by defeating Seth Rollins and Jon Moxley. And ever since, been hell of champions. Coming into their third defence here this evening against Gallows and Anderson. The SmackDown Tag Division kind of been lacking as of late. In the Spirit Era, certainly feel that way. Of course, with Pete Dunne being the Intercontinental Champion, that puts Dunne and Bate on the shelf really as a tag team. They're not really doing too much. Tyler Bate trying to break out more as a singles competitor. Not really finding much luck. But right now it's all about the tag team titles of SmackDown. The OC get a major opportunity to defeat the only team that defeated here in this series and to double down on it and become champions. Here tonight is that's what they were fighting for, the beautiful, prestigious and coveted WWE Tag Team Championships of SmackDown. Let's head down to the ring now with the official ring introductions from Samantha Irvin.
Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 505 pounds, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the OC, and their opponents at a combined weight of 410 pounds.
Thank you, Samantha, the champion, certainly looking ready, man. I'll tell you, and this crowd ready for a fight. Doing your penultimate match of the evening live on SmackDown. WWE Tag Gold on the line. Let's not forget what's coming up next here in your main event. Live on SmackDown, Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker run it back from a number of weeks ago. Live on SmackDown, this time a part of the quarterfinal stages of the King of the Ring tournament. Who is going to join the glorious Bobby Roode at King of the Ring in the semi-final stages for the SmackDown side, but of course part of it on the Raw side. But now referee Charles Robinson hanging up that tag gold. Here we go, matchup underway. Luke Gallows and Bobby Fish starting off this tag team title tussle. Fish getting the upper hand and release for now, big elbow there. Luke Gallows, the big man, trying to use his speed and his size to his advantage. That running DDT there caught Bobby Fish off guard, it seemed. Big overhand shot, Fish catching him in the gut. Smart strategy. Fish now after the leg of the big man. Man can't stand, man can't fight. And now Bobby Fish, beautiful knee in the corner. Right in a gut followed by it right to the face. Bobby Fish, incredible. Lethal hands and feet, he really has. Jiu-jitsu background. Now Kyle O'Reilly tag back in now. Clearly the standout of this team. Throughout the last couple of months, Kyle O'Reilly had some incredible encounters. Bobby Fish with a cheap shot. Luke Gallows not having it. O'Reilly from behind. O'Connor rolls, shoulders down on Gallows. Storm in two and Gallows able to power out. O'Reilly though rolling through and Kyle O'Reilly back in control now, stomping away on Gallows here in this one. There's Kyle O'Reilly. Look at these shots here. What are they? OC's Gallows. Now Carl Anderson getting cheap shot and then Kyle O'Reilly standing tall at least for this moment. Right here live on SmackDown. Missed this tag team title matchup. Look, Gallows clothesline got him right in the jaw. Beautiful. And look at Gallows now. Like a running, leaping shoulder tackle on Kyle O'Reilly. It seems like Gallows really needs a tag here. O'Reilly catching him with a forearm right in the jaw. Catching him again. 4 times now. Missing the mark on the 5th attempt. And it's Gallows taking flag. And look at the Gallows now running elbow drop on Kyle O'Reilly. As the miss of this tag team title contest continues. Here live in Fort Worth, Texas. Gallows now got an Irish whip. O'Reilly sends him in to the OC's corner, making the tag. Anderson legal. Double team offense now coming for the challengers. It's Carl Anderson. Now the legal man in this contest. And there's a beautiful calf crusher. We last saw Anderson actually in singles action on an episode of WWE Dark against Andrade quite a while back. But now him and Gallows back in the tag team scene. They're going up against the champions for the titles. Big kick there. Look at this. Oh, beautiful kick there by Anderson. I believe busted O'Reilly wide open in for the cover now off that leg. Lariat and a kick, yeah. O'Reilly staying alive, at least for now, folks. Now it's Kyle O'Reilly Dodging that shot. Beautiful forearm. And one half of the tag team champions missing that one. Oh, but not missing with these knee barrages, I'll tell you. Carl Anderson don't want to be there. And down he goes, falling victim to Kyle O'Reilly's lethal hands and feet. The striking ability for this man is absolutely unreal. As O'Reilly taking flight once again. Oh, look at that. Gallows want to tag back in, and it's Kyle O'Reilly with cheap shots. Knocking him off balance. But look at Anderson. From behind, shoulders down, O'Connor, Robert O'Reilly able to follow through with it. And now Anderson kicks out. And now Kyle O'Reilly back on upper hand here. Nice kick from O'Reilly. Look at that. It's a the accent smash. In for the cover. Leg hook, shoulders down on Anderson. Scoring 2. Kick out by the machine gun Carl Anderson. This tag team title matchup continues. Tag made back in now. Comes Bobby Fish, who's looking to pick up the pieces of a hurt Carl Anderson. Runs into Anderson with a rocket kick. Beautiful connection there. Big running boot, but a kick out immediately by Fish. But now it's Anderson. Out of the stunner. Out of the stun gun. The cutter. The cover now. And now Kyle O'Reilly breaking it off. My days. Fish kicked out of that kick immediately. And Anderson was just like, you know what? I'll hit him with a cutter. But now it's Luke Gallows tagged back in now for the OC. Big man. Looking to go off the ropes, and there's a big splash. Cover now, do we have new tag team champions? The double down the victory against the UE and a kick out. And Adam Cole would not be happy about that whatsoever. He just recently failed on 2 big time matches. One IC title opportunity, another King of the Ring qualifier. And he does not want the Undisputed Era to lose here tonight, especially to the OC. A team that they deem as a joke, but they beat them in the past of the OC. They beat the champs in the past before they were the champs. Can they do it again this time for the goal? We find out, but now Bobby Fish back in control of the legal man Luke Gallows. Carl Anderson sent out to the floor now, and it's Bobby Fish. Look at the strength. And his avalanche explorer from the top. I've seen that number of times from Fish. Here's the cover to retain the goal. Scoring 2 and a kick out by Gallows. Gallows stays alive. Fish not happy. Bobby Fish now kick caught. Got him right on the calf now. And now it's Luke Gallows picking up Bobby Fish and plants some face first to the mat. Here's the cover now on Fish. Leg is hooked, shoulders down. Do we have new tag team champion? Fish grabbing the bottom rope. Can't really see it because of Kyle O'Reilly's ass, but the official sees it. Good call. This matchup continued with the tag titles on the line. Bobby Fish, big shot. And look at Fish. Look at Fish here. And the Fish hook the locks. Knee bar locked in on Gallows. Gallows could be out of it. Will he submit here? Fish and O'Reilly to retain the tag team gold. Right here on SmackDown. Got it locked in. Gallows is in trouble, man. He does not want to be there. He's hurting. Against the ropes now, trying to get there, but Luke Gallows using them big strong legs to kick Bobby Fish away. And Gallows runs and clothesline, down goes Fish. Unreal. And then Gallows picking up the infamous one back again, but Fish with a big shot to the midsection. Bobby Fish able to take him down by the arm, and a big clothesline of Gallows. And they're making the tag. In comes Kyle O'Reilly. And in comes Carl Anderson. And that's exactly what the OC needed. Anderson back in. Going around Gallows. Kyle O'Reilly right there. O'Reilly when it looked to go for Gallows there. But now it's Carl Anderson taking a fight to Kyle O'Reilly. Big European uppercut there by the machine gun Anderson. O'Reilly blocking that big heavily in the offense. O'Reilly didn't get all of that forearm, didn't get any of that kick. Running neck breaker now by Anderson. And now Carl Anderson in control here. Big kick caught by Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly now able to ground and pound take down Carl Anderson. And look at O'Reilly go now. And an armbar. Submission on Anderson. Will he tap out here? Will he retain the gold? Gallows comes back in and makes the save. Anderson able to fight back through the pain. And now this matchup continues. Big knee there. Anderson getting advantage. Shoulders down here. Inside cradle. Schoolboy kick out immediately from Kyle O'Reilly. Are you serious? My days. And what's Carl Anderson going to do? Big shots here by Carl Anderson. Irish Whip going to send him into the corner now. Making a tag. Gallows back in. Double team offense here from the OC. And lines him up right into that massive boot of Carl Anderson, of Luke Gallows rather. It was Anderson that took him into it. Now Gallows legal. Down goes Bobby Fish. Sent into the OC corner. Tag made. In comes Anderson. Well, they beat the UE for the second time in the series. This time with the gold on the line. Magic killer by the OC. Anderson covers. Leg hook, shoulders down. Have they done it? Scoring two. Kick out by O'Reilly. Oh my days. And the OC are not happy whatsoever. This one rolls on. Kyle O'Reilly, big smacks, big shots connecting on Carl Anderson. Look at these strikes. Picking up Anderson now into a brainbuster. Floats over cover now. Scores two. There's Luke Gallows making the save. On Kyle O'Reilly grabbing Gallows though. Big snapmare down to the man. A big boot as Gallows got to his feet. He's still getting up. And O'Reilly trying to take him out, big knee. Big shot again. Anderson there. Anderson second time. Small package on O'Reilly. Shoulders down. Two count. New chop kicker again by Kyle. Unbelievable scenes. What a contest tonight live on SmackDown. Your penultimate match of the evening. With the tag titles on the line live in Fort Worth, Texas. And it was Kyle O'Reilly with a big boot. And down goes no. Gallows big shot there. Oh, now down he goes. And that says that Kyle O'Reilly are going to take advantage. Now UE looking to retain the tag team titles here against the OC. Irish Whip going to send him into the corner, making the tag. Fish now legal. UE looking to get the moment here. Off the ropes. Total elimination by the Undisputed Era. Fish legal, up in the cover, leg hook, shoulders down. Scoring two, and the UE retain the tag team titles. Not for a lack of trying though from the OC, a great effort tonight. But unfortunately their only victory still remains that one against the Undisputed Era. The UE now tied up the scores and hang on to the WWE Tag Team titles of SmackDown. Congratulations going out to the Undisputed Era here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as the OC coming up short in their return. Could have been a massive return. They could have walked out new Tag Team champions. But the Undisputed Era having different ideas. They are still holding on to the tag gold of SmackDown. Who will be next in the SmackDown Tag Team division to step up to the rulers of the Tag Team division currently? Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. It certainly remains to be seen, but they once again celebrate and now have successfully defended the Tag Team titles for 3 different separate times. My days. Congratulations to the UE. They're a hell of tag team champions. They're a hell of a tag team. And that was a hell of a contest. Here tonight live on SmackDown from Fort Worth, Texas. But speaking of which, we're not done yet. Not by a long shot. Because ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, it is now time for your main event of the evening. It's a rematch from a number of weeks ago. And it's a quarter-final matchup in the King of the Ring tournament. Who's going to go to Miami? Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins collide next on SmackDown. Here we go. It was a number of weeks ago on SmackDown where this man, Braun Breaker, was able to defeat Seth Rollins and get hyped up before his WWE Championship main event match against Drew McIntyre at Armageddon.
Making his way to the ring from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds,
Breaker is back out here tonight, looking to make it 2 in a row against Seth Rollins and qualify to go to Miami at King of the Ring to take part in the semi-finals of the King of the Ring tournament. Breaker in action next. Don't go anywhere. Now you see the current lineups for the round of 8 in the King of the Ring tournament. Bobby Roode, the only man thus far to qualify. He is going to Miami. He will face the winner of AJ Styles and Randy Orton next week on Raw, as Finn Balor and Cody Rhodes will collide next week on SmackDown, taking on the winner of this matchup. But here we go, we're back live. It's time for the main event, live in Fort Worth, Texas. And here comes a man who looks to redeem himself after losing the Breaker a number of weeks ago, looking to get a big win tonight. Is Braun Breaker in the first round last week, defeating Kevin Owens in the King of the Ring tournament. This man, Rollins, putting down John Cena 2 weeks ago in an incredible encounter. And he's back here tonight. He is a visionary. He is a revolutionary. He is Seth freaking Rollins. The last time these two had a matchup, it was incredible. Breaker got the victory. Can Rollins tie it up tonight? We find out next.
weighing in
Here we go then. Seth freaking Rollins and Braun Breaker looking to dance once again here live on SmackDown. So the winner of this match, of course, will face the winner of Cody Rhodes and Finn Balor next week on SmackDown. That match between the two winners taking place at the King of the Ring Premium Live event 1 week from Sunday in the semi-final round of the King of the Ring tournament. The winner of both the semi-final matches will go on to face each other in the finals later on in the night. And the winner of that will become King of the Ring and get the opportunity to challenge for whichever brand's champion they're on. So if they're a SmackDown guy, they'll challenge for the WWE title, which is currently held by Drew McIntyre. If they're a Raw guy, they'll challenge for the World title, which is currently held by Samoa Joe. And that championship contest will take place at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. But here we go, big time main event live on SmackDown from Fort Worth, Texas. The second time these two men will do battle. Rollins and Breaker here in your main event of the evening. Breaker taking down Rollins. Nice Steiner line right off the bat to start us off. A Breaker getting a little unhinged and a big knee by Seth freaking Rollins. It was an incredible matchup that both of these men had in the first round. Breaker taking down Kevin Owens and Rollins taking down John Cena, but just barely. And now it's Braun Breaker picking up Seth freaking Rollins. Look at the strength there and a beautiful suplex. Next week on SmackDown, we will see Cody Rhodes and Finn Balor collide in the quarterfinal round of the King of the Ring tournament. The winner of that taking on the winner of this one at King of the Ring live in Miami in the semi-final stages of the King of the Ring tournament. Is Braun Breaker right now just manhandling Seth Rollins here in the opening stages of this contest. Rollins now trying to fight back, big right hand, looking at springboard attack on Breaker. He gets it, nice cross body in for the cover now to get his win back, and a kick out immediately by Breaker. You ain't gonna keep him down just like that. You ain't gonna do that too early to Braun Breaker. He was the man that was challenging undefeated WWE champion Drew McIntyre in the main event of Armageddon. You're not going to keep him down with a simple splash. And Breaker! Nothing simple about that. Tope con heel to the outside, taking down the Visionary on the floor. Incredible scenes by the unpredictable badass, who now just throws Rollins all the way around the ringside. Here he comes back in the ring, and perhaps we're going to take the count out victory and go on to Miami. But Rollins coming back into the ring now, count of three on the apron. Breaker trying to catch him there, forearm by Seth. And a Rollins springboard side, catching him with a knee right in the jaw. And for the cover now on Breaker, Seth Rollins, they go to Miami. Two though, almost a two count. A close one, 1.5. And now Seth Rollins again looking to fly, but Breaker this time swats him away. And here comes Breaker, picks him up, looking to take control of this matchup once again. There's a beautiful gutbuster connecting. Also coming up next week on SmackDown, just announced tag team action. Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan will each be allowed to pick their own tag team partners next week on SmackDown, where of course SmackDown GM Teddy Long is going to be making a tag team match player, as Morgan will pick a partner of her own to face Belair and a partner of her choosing as well, folks. That's coming up next week live on SmackDown. As well as that, we're also getting a big time matchup for the Intercontinental Championship. Pete Dunne will defend the championship against Kurt Angle, and that will be crazy if Angle's able to win that one, as Breaker able to slam Rollins down to the mat. That'll be crazy if Angle's able to win that one, because Chad Gable is the number one contender now for the Intercontinental title. If Angle becomes the champion next week on SmackDown, Angle and Gable will have a rematch from Armageddon, and they will face each other for the IC title at King of the Ring. Maybe Pete Dunne will be in that match. It'll be a triple threat. Who knows? But that going down next week on SmackDown, IC title on the line. And of course, next week, WWE Champion Drew McIntyre will be in action as he takes on one half of the Usos and Big Jim, Jimmy Uso, next week live on the Blue Brand, ahead of Drew McIntyre defending the WWE Championship in the main event of King of the Ring coming up in Miami against Miami's own, the great one, the final boss, The Rock. But back to the matter at hand here, main event. Who's going to go to Miami to advance and take part in the semi-final stages of the King of the Ring tournament? Looks to be Breaker, as he's able to connect with Seth Rollins on a beautiful trinity of moonsaults, but missing on the last one there. Now Rollins grabbing Breaker, hooks the arms and connects with a pedigree. Seth Rollins able to get all that pedigree, but took a lot of himself in the process. Can Rollins capitalise now? Here's the cover. Seth Rollins to go to Miami, scoring two on Breaker, who's able to kick out. I think that hesitation there for Seth Rollins, because he was down for so long, because Braun Breaker gave him enough time to kick out of that one. But Rollins back on the attack, big knee in the top of the head to the unpredictable badass here in your main event of the evening live on SmackDown. Been a hell of a night tonight as Breakker runs in. Next shot there on Seth freaking Rollins, running choke bomb almost. And I'm going to send the Visionary into the corner. Not looking good for Rollins. Is he going to lose twice to the unpredictable badass of SmackDown? Breakker on the top. Avalanche Frankensteiner by the unpredictable badass. And for the cover now on Rollins to go to King of the Ring live in Miami. Here's the 2 count. No, so close. Breakker almost defeated Rollins for the second time here in a short outing here on SmackDown. He only debuted on SmackDown after SummerSlam and he's already tussling with main event players here, already beating them and almost beat Seth for a second time here in this series. The only match Breakker has lost thus far, part of the main roster, has been against WWE Champion Drew McIntyre in the main event of a PLE, which was Armageddon. If you want to have any loss, that's the loss you want to have. But certainly not this one. Curb stomp. Could be another loss for Breakker. 2 count. Rollins to get his win back and a kick out. That was incredibly close. Seth Rollins almost going to Miami there. Almost getting his win back against the unpredictable badass Braun Breakker. But now looking to stay on the offensive. Keep your foot on the gas pedal. And there's a Revolution knee straight. 9 slip 4-5 Seth. And for the cover. 2 count to get the win here. And that was another one. Another close call. Another kick out by Braun Breakker. There's Seth Rollins heading to the middle rope. Looking to get his revenge here against Breakker. But Breakker right there. And Braun Breakker. Simple but effective. Just a big right hand to the midsection. Breakker now flies in. Went for a double axe handle. Rollins says no. Rollins trying to get him with a single leg drop kick. Didn't get all of it. Breakker. Big right hand, Irish whip off the ropes. Oh, I with a pop-up out of the spear. We saw that last week with Breakker to Kevin Owens. And now looking to break Rollins. They go to Miami and a kick out by Seth. Are you serious? Oh my days. We saw it last week with Kevin Owens. Braun Breakker doing that incredible spear. He does it again, but not enough to put away the Visionary. And look at Braun Breakker now. He's getting frustrated. He's visibly frustrated now as he takes out the aggression on Seth freaking Rollins with big vicious forearms to the back. And now the straps go down for Braun Breakker. It is all business now. All serious now. All for the opportunity to go to King of the Ring to get another PLE spotlight. A part of the King of the Ring tournament. But now it's Seth Rollins on a sling blade. They all want to be King of the Ring. They all want an opportunity at their branch championship at the Royal Rumble. Seth freaking Rollins now off the big comeback. Hitting a second gear now in this matchup. Hitting a second win. Sends Breakker up to the tippy top rope. And now for the vintage Rollins. Patented maneuver here. Superplex floating over. And a Falcon Arrow by Rollins. Here's the cover on Breakker. Scoring 2. And a kick out. Unbelievable. Big stop, moving it away. Breakker clothesline there. Oh my days. And Braun Breakker sends Rollins to the outside again with that Steiner line. And now Breakker might be looking to fly here once again for the second time. And that's contest, and he does. So Breakker on Halo to the floor. What a tremendous contest this has truly been here tonight. As he takes him out right in front of us. Rollins though battling back on the outside of the big knee on the floor. And they've got him in the arm now. And wait a minute, Rollins set him up. There's the stomp. The curb stomp on the outside on Breakker. Will Rollins win this one by count out? I mean, he can do it. They go to Miami via count out. Breakker down and out on the floor. Referee Charles Robinson at the count of 6 now. Breakker slowly getting to his feet. Seth freaking Rollins is right there. And Breakker still staggered. Rollins, there's the toe. Breakker heel to the outside on Breakker. Rollins has got the advantage here to capitalise, to stay on him. Seth freaking Rollins to go to Miami to compete in the semi-finals. Saved the King of the Ring. Breakker though rolling through. Breakker grabbing Rollins. He don't want to be there. And the Gorilla Press power slam, and he calls that a dream breaker. Well, the dream's been broken for Rollins. Scoring 2. Breakker almost picking the second victory over Seth, but a kick out by Rollins. Rollins surviving it too, but look at Breakker now. He ain't playing around, staying right on him, and then locking in the Steiner recliner. to make Seth Rollins submit here on SmackDown. Braun Breaker to get the second victory over Rollins to go to Miami to compete in the semi-finals of the King of the Ring tournament. He's got the Steiner recliner locked in tight here in your main event. Rollins is in trouble, doesn't know where to go here. As these two a second time outing. An incredible match. Rollins able to swarm Breaker to the floor. Breaker face first to the mat. Rollins shoulders down. O'Connor Rollins beat John Cena similarly in the first round. Too good on Breaker who kicks out. Both men are absolutely spent, however. Seth Rollins heading up to the top rope, wanting to put this match up in the books, heading up high. There's the frog splash on Breaker. Here's the cover. Rollins taking his win back to go to Miami to get another kick out by Breaker. Are you serious? My days, and then Rollins with a springboard from the middle rope. Beautiful moonsault on Breaker. Breaker though flies back. Oh boy, there's that big shot by Breaker again. Comes back and there's that shoulder tackle. What a matchup here in this one. Oh no. And Breaker out of the corner with a spear. Holy hell, where the hell did that come from? Breaker covering at the second one over Rollins. There it is. 2 count. No! Rollins this time kicking out. Breaker has no idea what the hell to do. But Braun might be going to the well one too many times. Heading up to the top rope, missing the splash. That may cost him. Rollins has got him now. Off the ropes. They go to Miami. Curb stomp, center of the ring. Cover on Breaker to get his win back. To advance in the King of the Ring tournament. Scoring 2 and gets the 3. What a matchup. Seth freaking Rollins has gone to Miami. He gets his win back on Braun Breaker, who you saw there he was getting back to his feet. He stayed down for the 3, but was trying to instinctively get back to his feet. I don't think he knew he lost the match, but he did. His second loss comes in the hand of Rollins, but you know what? Great performance tonight for Breaker. It's Seth Rollins now joins Bobby Roode, and that right there could be the finals itself of the King of the Ring tournament. Seth freaking Rollins is going to Miami. He will compete in the semi-finals of King of the Ring. Breaker now been put out the tournament by the Visionary. He could certainly go all the way, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations going out to Seth freaking Rollins here in this one live on SmackDown. What an incredible show it's been, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us here this evening live on SmackDown. Great matchup and a great show all round, folks. As now you see the updated bracket. Seth Rollins and Bobby Roode going to Miami. Who will join them? Balor Rhodes next week on SmackDown. Orton and Styles next week on Raw. That's all we have time for, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for another exciting installment of Dark. Don't miss it. We'll see you then. Peace.